Long live the king!
Bernardo!
You come most carefully upon your hour.
'Tis now struck 12. Get thee to bed, Francisco.
For this relief, much thanks. 'Tis bitter cold and I am sick at heart.
Have you had quiet guard?
Not a mouse stirring.
Well, good night. If you do meet Horatio and Marcellus, the rivals of my watch, bid them make haste.
I think I hear them. Stand ho! Who's there?
Friends to this ground.
And liegemen to the Dane.
Give you good night.
Well, farewell, honest soldier. Who hath relieved you?
Bernardo has my place. Give you good night.
Hola, Bernardo.
What? Is Horatio there?
A piece of him.
Welcome, Horatio. Welcome, good Marcellus.
This thing appeared again tonight.
I've seen nothing.
Horatio says 'tis but our fantasy and will not let belief take hold of him touching this dreaded sight.
Twice seen of us.
Therefore I have entreated him along to watch the minutes of this night, that if again this apparition come, he might approve our eyes and speak to it.
Touched, will not appear.
Last night of all, when yon same star that's westward from the pole and made his course to illumine that part of heaven where now it burns, Marcellus and myself, the bellman beating one,
Peace! Break thee off! Look where it comes again!
in the same figure like the king that's dead.
Thou art a scholar. Speak to it, Horatio!
Looks it not like the king? Mark it, Horatio!
Most like. It harrows me with fear and wonder.
Would be spoke to.
Question it, Horatio!
What art thou that usurps this time of night? Together with the fair and warlike form in which the majesty of fallen Denmark did sometimes walk. By heaven I charge thee, speak!
It is offended.
See, it stalks away.
Stay! Speak! Speak! I charge thee, speak!
'Tis gone and will not answer.
How now, Horatio? You tremble and look pale. Is not this something more than fantasy? What do you think you on it?
Before my God, I would not disbelieve without the sensible and true avouch of mine own eyes.
Is it not like the king?
As thou art to thyself. 'Tis strange.
Thus twice before hath it gone by our watch.
In what particular thought to work I know not, but in the gross and scope of mine opinion, this bodes strange. But soft, behold! Lo, where it comes again. I'll cross it, though it blast me. Stay, illusion! If thou hast any sound or use of voice, speak to me. If there be any good thing to be done, which can to thee do ease and grace to me, speak to me. If thou art privy to thy country's fate, which happily foreknowing may avoid, oh, speak! Or if thou hast abhorred in thy life, extorted treasure from the womb of earth, for which they say you spirits oft walk in death, speak of it! Stay and speak! Stop it, Marcellus!
Shall I strike it with my partisan?
Do if it will not stand!
'Tis here!
'Tis here!
'Tis gone! You do it wrong to offer a show of violence, for it is as the air invulnerable.
It was about to speak when the cock crew.
It faded then.
But look, the dawn in russet mantle clad walks over the dew of yon high eastward hill. Pray we all wash up, and by my advice, impart what we have seen tonight unto young Hamlet. For, upon my life, this spirit, dumb to us, will speak to him.
Though yet of Hamlet, our dear brother's death, the memory be green, and that it us befitted to bear our hearts in woe, and for our whole kingdom to be contracted in one brow of sorrow, yet so far hath discretion fought with nature that we with wisest sorrow think on him, together with remembrance of ourselves. Therefore our sometime sister, now our queen, as 'twere with a defeated joy, together with mirth in funeral and with dirge in marriage, weighing in equal measure delight and dole, taken to wife. And neither have we herein barred your better wisdoms, which have so freely with this affair gone along. For all, our thanks. And now, Laertes, what's the news with you? You told us of some suit. What is't? You told us of some suit, but without begging shall not be my offer.
My dread lord, you'll leave in favor to return to France, from whence though willingly I came to show my duty in your coronation. Yet now I must confess that duty done, my thoughts and wishes bend again towards France, and bow them to your gracious leave and pardon.
Well, have you your father's leave? What says Polonius?
He hath, my lord, wrung from me my slow leave. I do beseech you.
Take thy fair hour, Laertes, time be thine, and let thy graces spend it as thy will. And now, our cousin Hamlet, and our son.
A little more than kin, and less than kind.
How is it that the clouds still hang on you?
Not so. I am too much in the sun.
Good Hamlet, cast thy nighted color off, and let thine eye look like a friend on Denmark. Do not forever with thy veiled lids seek for thy noble father in the dust. Now thou knowest 'tis common, all that lives must die, passing through nature into eternity.
Aye, madam, it is common.
Well, if it be, why seems it so particular with thee?
Seems? Nay, madam, it is. No, not seems. 'Tis not alone my inky cloak, good mother, nor customary suits of solemn black, nor windy sighs of forced breath, no, nor the fruitful river in the eye, together with all forms, moods, shapes of grief that can denote me truly. These indeed seem, for they are actions that a man might play. But I have that within which passeth show. These but the trappings and the suits of woe.
Why, 'tis sweet and commendable in thy nature, Hamlet, to give these morning duties to your father, but you must know your father lost a father, and that father lost his, and the survivor bound in filial obligation for some time to do obsequious sorrow, but to persevere in obstinate condolement is a show of impious stubbornness. It is unmanly grief. We pray you, cast to earth this unprevailing woe, and look upon us as a father. For let the world take note that you are the most immediate to our throne, with no less nobility of love than a dear father imparts his son do I bear towards you. For your desire in returning to school in Wittenberg, it is most retrograde to our desire, and we do beseech you, bend you here to remain in Denmark, in the cheer and comfort of our eye as our chiefest courtier, cousin, and our son.
Let not thy mother lose her prayers, Hamlet. I pray thee stay with us. Go not to Wittenberg.
I shall, in all my best, obey you, madam.
Ah, 'tis a loving and a fair reply. Be as ourself in Denmark. Madam, come. This gentle and unforced accord of Hamlet sits smiling to my heart. Come away.
Oh, that this too solid flesh would melt, thaw, and resolve itself into a dew. Or that the everlasting not fixed his cannon against self-slaughter. Oh God. God! How weary, stale, flat, and unprofitable seem to me all the uses of this world. Fie, fie. 'Tis an unweeded garden that grows to seed. Things rank and gross in nature possess it merely. If it should come to this, but 2 months dead. Nay, not so much, not 2. So excellent a king that was to this Hyperion, to a satyr. So loving to my mother, that he might not beteem the winds of heaven visit her face too roughly. Heaven and earth, must I remember. Why, she would hang on him, as though increase of appetite had grown by what it fed on. And yet, within a month, let me not think on it. Frailty, thy name is woman. A little month, or ere those shoes were old, with which she followed my poor father's body, like Niobe, all tears, but she, even she. Oh God, a beast that wants discourse of reason would have mourned longer. Mary, with my uncle, my father's brother, but no more like my father than I to Hercules. Within a month, ere yet the salt of most unrighteous tears had left the flushing in her galled eyes, she married. Most wicked speed to post with such dexterity to incestuous sheets. It is not, nor it cannot come to good. But to break my heart, for I must hold my tongue.
Hail to your lordship.
I am glad to see you well, Horatio, or I do forget myself.
The same, my lord, and your poor servant, ever.
Sir, I'll change that name with you. And what make you from Wittenberg, Horatio? Marcellus?
My good lord.
I'm very glad to see you. Good evening, sir. What can fate make you from Wittenberg? What is your affair in Elsinore? We'll teach you to drink deep ere you depart.
My lord, I came to see your father's funeral.
I pray that you do not mock me, fellow students. It was to see my mother's wedding.
Indeed, my lord, it followed hard upon.
Thrift, Horatio. The funeral's baked meats did coldly furnish forth the marriage tables. Would I had met my dearest foe in heaven, wherever I had seen that day, Horatio. My father. Methinks I see my father.
Where, my lord?
In my mind's eye, Horatio.
I saw him once. He was a goodly king.
He was a man, take him for all in all. I shall not look upon his like again.
My lord, I think I saw him yesternight.
Saw who?
The king, your father.
The king, my father.
Season your admiration for a while with an attent ear, till I have delivered upon the witness of these gentlemen this marvel to you.
For God's love, let me hear.
2 nights together have these gentlemen, Marcellus and Bernardo, on their watch, in the dead, vast, and middle of the night, been thus encountered. A figure like your father appears before them, and with solemn march goes slow and stately by them. Thrice he walked past their oppressed and fear-surprised eyes, whilst they, distilled almost to jelly with the act of fear, stand dumb and do not speak to it. This to me in dreadful secrecy impart they did, and I with them the 3rd night kept the watch. Whereupon, as they had delivered, the apparition comes. My lord, I knew your father. These hands are not more like.
But where was this?
My lord, upon the platform where we watched.
Did you not speak to it?
My lord, I did, but answer gave it none. Yet once methought it lifted up its voice, its head, and did address itself to motion like as it would speak. But even then the morning cock crew loud, and at that sound it shrunk in haste away and vanished from our sight.
This is very strange.
Upon my life, my honored lord, 'tis true. And we did think it writ down in our duty to let you know of it.
Indeed. Indeed, sirs, but this troubles me. Hold you the watch tonight.
We do, my lord.
Saw you not his face?
Oh, yes, my lord.
What looked he frowning?
a countenance more in sorrow than in anger.
Pale or red?
Nay, very pale.
And fixed his eyes upon you.
Most constantly.
Would I have been there?
It would have much amazed you.
Very like. Very like. I will watch tonight. Perchance we'll walk again.
I warrant you will.
If it assume my noble father's person, I'll speak to it. Though hell itself should gape and bid me hold my peace. Upon the platform, twixt 11 and 12, I'll visit you.
Our duty to your honor.
Your loves, as mine to you. Farewell. My father's spirit. All is not well. I doubt some foul play. The night will come. Till then, sit still, my soul. Foul deeds will rise, though all the earth overwhelm them to men's eyes.
My necessaries are embarked. Farewell. And sister, let me hear from you.
Do you doubt that?
As for Hamlet and the trifling of his favor, hold it a fashion and not permanent, sweet, not lasting, the perfume and suppliance of a minute, no more.
No more, but so?
I think it no more. Perhaps he loves you now, but you must fear his greatness, Wade. His will is not his own, for he himself is subject to his birth. He may not, as unvalued persons do, choose for himself. For on his choice depends the safety and health of this whole state. And therefore weigh what loss your honor may sustain if with too creed dear you list his songs. Or lose your heart, or your chaste treasure open to his unmastered importunity. Fear it, Ophelia. Fear it, dear sister, and keep you in the rear of your affection, out of the shot and danger of desire. Beware. Best safety lies in fear. Youth itself rebels, though none else near.
I shall the effect of this good lesson keep as watchman to my heart. But, good my brother, do not, as some ungracious pastors do, show me the steep and thorny way to heaven, whilst like a puffed and reckless libertine, himself the primrose path of dalliance treads, if he's not his own words.
Fear me not. I stay too long. But here, father comes.
Get here, Laertes! Aboard! Aboard! For shame! The wind sits on the shoulder of your sail, and you are stayed for. There. My blessing with thee, and these few precepts. See thou, give thy thoughts no tongue, nor any unproportioned thought his act. Be thou familiar, but by no means vulgar. Those friends thou hast, and their adoption tried, grapple them to thy soul with hoops of steel. But do not dull thy palm with entertainment of each new-hatched, unfledged comrade. Beware of entrance to a quarrel. But being in, beareth that the opposed may beware of thee. Costly thy habit, as thy purse can buy, but not expressed in fancy. Rich, not gaudy, for the apparel oft proclaims the man. Neither a borrower nor a lender be, for loan oft loses both itself and friend, and borrowing dulls the edge of husbandry. This, above all, to thine own self be true, and it must follow as the night, the day, thou canst not then be false to any man. Farewell. My blessing season this in thee.
Most humbly do I take my leave, my lord.
The time invites you. Go, your servants stand.
Farewell, Ophelia. and remember well what I have told you.
It is in my memory locked, and you yourself shall keep the key of it.
Farewell.
What is it, Ophelia, he hath said to you?
So please you. Something touching the Lord Hamlet.
Very well bethought. 'Tis told me Hamlet hath very oft of late given private time to you. And you yourself have of your audience been most free and bounteous. What is between you? Give me up the truth.
He hath, my lord, of late made many tenders of his affection to me.
Affection, pooh! You speak like a green girl. And you believe these tenders, as you call them?
I do not know, my lord, what I should think.
Marry, I'll teach you. Think yourself of me, that you have taken these tenders for true pay, which are not sterling. Tender yourself more dearly, or you'll tender me a fool.
My lord, he hath importuned me with love in honorable fashion.
Aye, fashion you may call it. Go to.
And hath given countenance to his speech, my lord, with almost all the holy vows of heaven.
Aye, snares to catch woodcocks, I do know. When the blood burns, how prodigal the soul lends the tongue vows. These blazes, daughter, give more light than heat. You must not take for fire. From this time be somewhat scanter of your maiden presence for Lord Hamlet. Ophelia, do not believe his vows, for they are brokers of unholy suits, breathing like sanctified and pious bawds. The better to be guiled. In plain terms, I would not, from this time forth, have you so slander any moment later, as to give words or talk with Lord Hamlet. Look to it, I charge you. Come your ways.
I shall obey, my lord.
The air bites shrewdly. It is very cold.
It is a nipping and an eager air.
What hour now?
I think it lacks of 12.
No, it is struck.
Indeed? I heard it not. Then it approaches the season wherein the spirit held is wont to walk. Look, my lord, it comes!
Angels and ministers of grace defend us. Be thou a spirit of health or a goblin damned, thou comest in such a questionable shape, I'll speak to thee. I'll call thee Hamlet. King! Father? Royal Dame, oh, answer me! Let me not burst in ignorance, but tell why the sepulchre in which we saw thee quietly inert hath oped his ponderous and marble jaws to cast thee up again. What may this mean? Say, why is this? Wherefore? What should we do?
It beckons you to go away with us, as if it's some impotent desire to you alone.
Look at what a courteous action it waves you to a more removed ground. But do not go with it.
No, by no means.
I will not speak, and I'll follow it.
Do not, my lord.
Why? What should be the fear? I did not set my life on a pin's feet, and as for my soul, what can it do to that, being a thing immortal as itself? The way to be forth again, I'll follow it.
One contempts you towards the dreadful summit of a cliff, and there assumes some other horrible form which may deprive your sovereignty of reason and draw you into madness.
Still am I called. Go on, I'll follow thee.
You shall not go, my lord!
Hold up your hands!
He rules, you shall not go.
My fate cries out and makes each petty artery in this body as hardy as the lion's nerve. Still am I called. Go on, I'll follow thee. Hold up your hands. Let go. By heaven, I'll make a ghost of him that lacks me. Go on, I'll follow thee.
You wax desperate with imagination. Have after. To what issue will this come?
Something is rotten in the state of Denmark.
Heaven will direct it.
I'll go no further.
Mark me.
I will.
My hour is almost come, when I to sulphurous and tormenting flames must render up myself.
Alas, poor ghost.
Pity me not, but lend thy serious hearing to what I shall unfold.
Speak, I am bound to hear.
So art thou to revenge when thou shalt hear.
What?
I am thy father's spirit, doomed for a certain term to walk the night, and for the day confined to fastened fires, till the foul crimes done in my days of nature are burnt and purged away. But when I am forbid to tell the secrets of my prison house, I could a tale unfold, whose lightest words would harrow up thy soul, freeze thy young blood, and make each particular hair to stand on end. List, list, oh list, if thou didst ever thy dear father love,
Oh God!
Revenge is foul and most unnatural murder.
Murder!
Murder most foul, as in the best it is, but this most foul, strange and unnatural.
Haste me to know it, that I with wings as swift as meditation or the thoughts of love may sweep to my revenge.
I find thee apt. Now Hamlet here, 'tis given out that sleeping in my orchard a serpent stung me. So the whole ear of Denmark is by a forged process of my death rankly abused. But know thou, noble youth, the serpent that did sting thy father's life now wears his crown.
Oh, my prophetic soul. My uncle.
I, that incestuous, that adulterate means with traitorous gifts, that have the power so to seduce, won to his shameful lust the will of my most seeming virtuous queen. O Hamlet, what a falling off was there from me, even with the vow I made to her in marriage, and to decline upon a wretch whose natural gifts was so poor to those of mine. For soft, methinks I scent the morning air, brief let me be. While sleeping within mine orchard, thy uncle stole upon me with juice of cursed Cortona in a vial, and in the porches of mine ears did pour the leprous distilment, whose effect holds such enmity with blood of man, that swift as quicksilver it courses through the natural gates and alleys of the body. So did it mine. Thus was I, sleeping by a brother's hand, of life, of crown, of queen, and once dispatched, cut off. No reckoning made, but sent to my account with all my imperfections on my head. Oh, horrible, 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 oh, horrible, horrible, no, so horrible, horrible. If thou hast nature in thee, bear it not. Let not the royal bed of Denmark be a couch for luxury and damned incest. But howsoever thou pursuest this act, take not thy mind, or let thy soul contrive against thy mother. Leave her to heaven, and to the thorns that in her bosom lodge to prick and sting her. Fare thee well at once. The glowworm shows the mansion to be near. Adieu, adieu. Hamlet, remember me.
All you host of heaven, O earth, what else then shall I couple hell? Oh, God. Hold my heart. I, thou poor ghost, while memory holds a seat in this distracted globe, remember thee. Yea, from the table of my memory, I'll wipe away all trivial, fond records. Yes, by heaven. Oh, most pernicious woman. Oh, villain. Villain. Smiling, damned villain. That one may smile and be a villain. So, uncle, there you are. Mouth my word, it is adieu, adieu. Remember me. I have sworn it.
Lord, have to join him.
So be it.
Hello, oh, my lord.
Hello, boy. Come.
How is my noble lord?
What news, my lord?
Oh, wonderful.
Good, my lord. Tell it.
No, you'll reveal it.
Not I, my lord, by heaven.
Nor I, my lord.
But you'll be secret?
I, by heaven, my lord.
There's ne'er a villain dwelling in all Denmark, but he's an arrant knave. I hold it fit that we shake hands and part. Look you, I'll go pray.
These are but wild and whirling words, my lord.
I'm sorry they offend you. Heartily, yes, faith. Heartily.
There's no offense, my lord.
Yes, but there is, Horatio. And much offense, too, touching this vision here. It is an honest ghost. That, let me tell you. But now, good friends, as you are friends, scholars, and soldiers, give me one poor request.
What is it, my lord? We will.
Never make known what you have seen here tonight.
My lord, we will not.
Nay, but swear it.
In faith, my lord, not I.
Nor I, my lord, in faith.
Upon my sword.
My lord, we have sworn already.
Indeed, upon my sword, indeed.
Swear!
Ha! What? Say'st thou so? Art thou there? Come, thou hearest this fellow. Consent to swear.
Propose the oath, my lord.
Never to speak of this that you have seen. Swear by my sword.
Swear!
And lay your hands again upon my sword. Never to speak of this that you have heard. Swear by my sword.
Swear!
Well said, old mole. Once more remove, good friends.
Oh, day and night, but this is wondrous strange.
And therefore, as a stranger, give it welcome. Oh, there are more things in heaven and earth, Horatio, than are dreamt of in your philosophy. But come, so help you, how strange or odd soe'er I bear myself, as I hereafter shall think it fit to put an antic disposition on, and vain madness. Never give out that you know aught of me. This not to do, swear by my sword.
Swear!
Rest, perturbed spirit. So, gentlemen, with all my love I do commend me to you, and what so poor a man as Hamlet is may do to express his love and friending to you, God willing, shall not lack. Come, let us go in together. And still, your fingers on your lips, I pray. Time is out of joint. Oh, cursed spite that ever I was born to set it right. Hey, come, let's go together.
perusal of my face. Seemed dried. Long stayed he so at last, a little shaking of mine arm, and thrice his head thus waving up and down, he raised his sigh. So piteous and profound as it did seem to shatter all his Vulcan and his being.
Come, go with me. I will go seek the king. This is the very ecstasy of love, whose violent property foredoes itself and leads the will to desperate undertakings. What, have you given him any hard words of late?
No, my good lord, but as he did command, I did repel my fetters and denied access to him.
That hath made him mad. I'm sorry that with better heed and judgment I had not noted him. Come, go we to the king. This must be known. Come.
Welcome, dear Rosencrantz and Guildensterns. Moreover, that we much did long to see you, the need we have to use you did provoke our hasty sending. Something you have heard of Hamlet's transformation, though what it should be more than the death of his father, I cannot dream of. I entreat you both, that being of so young years, brought up with him and neighbored his youth and humor, that you, through your companies, would draw him onto pleasures, and to gather from him as much as you may glean, whether aught afflicts him thus, that when opened lies within our remedy.
Good gentleman, he hath much talked of you, and sure I am to men that are not living to whom he more adheres. Your visitation shall receive such thanks as fits a king's remembrance.
Both your majesties might, by your sovereign power over us, put your dread pleasures more into command than to entreaty. But we both obey, and here give up ourselves in the full bent, to lay our service freely at your feet to be commanded.
Thanks, Rosencrantz and gentle Guildenstern.
Thanks, Guildenstern and gentle Rosencrantz. And I beseech you instantly to visit my much too changed son. Oh, go some of you, and take these gentlemen where Hamlet is.
Heavens make our presence and our practices pleasant and helpful to him.
Aye, amen.
How now, Polonius, have you news?
Have I, my lord? I assure my good liege, I hold my duty as I hold my soul. And I found the very cause of Hamlet's news.
Do speak of that I do long to hear. He tells me, Gertrude, that he has found the source in the head of all your son's distemper.
Oh, well, I doubt it is no other but the main, his father's death and our hasty marriage.
Well, you shall sift him.
My liege and madam, to expostulate about what majesty should be, what duty is, why day is day, night night, and time is time, were nothing but to waste night, day, and time. Therefore, since brevity is the soul of wit, and tediousness the limbs and outward flourishes, I will be brief. Your noble son is mad. Mad call I it, for to define true madness, what is it to be nothing else but mad? Let that go.
More matter with less art?
Madam, I swear I use no art at all. And he is mad, 'tis true. 'Tis true. 'Tis pity. And pity 'tis true. A foolish figure. But farewell it, for I will use no art. Mad let us grant him then, and now remains that we find out the cause of this effect. Or rather say, the cause of this defect. For this effect effective comes by cause, thus it remains, and the remainder thus. Prepare. I have a daughter, have lost she is mine, who in her duty and obedience marked hath given me this. Now gather and surmise. To the celestial and my soul's idol, the most beautified Ophelia. That's an ill phrase, a vile phrase. Beautified is a vile phrase, but you shall hear it thus. In her excellent white bosom...
Oh, came this from Hamlet to her?
Oh, good madam, stay a while. I will be faithful. Doubt thou the stars are fire, doubt that the sun doth move. Doubt truth to be a liar, but never doubt I love. O dear Ophelia, adieu. Hamlet. This in obedience hath my daughter shown me.
And how has she received his love?
What do you think of me?
As of a man faithful and honorable.
I would fain prove so. But what might you think, or my dear majesty, your queen here think, if I looked upon this love with idle sight? What might you think? No, I went round to her, and my young mistress thus I did bespeak. Lord Hamlet is a prince, out of thy star. This must not be. And then I precepts gave her that she should lock herself from his resort, admit no messengers, receive no tokens. Which done, she took the fruits of my advice, and he, repulsed, fell into a sadness, then into a fast, thence to a watch, thence into a weakness, thence to a lightness, and, by this declension, into the madness wherein he now reigns. And all we mourn for.
Do you think 'tis this?
Oh, it may be. Very likely.
Hath there been such a time, I'd fain know that I positively said 'tis so, when it proved otherwise?
Not that I know.
Take this from this, if this be otherwise.
How may we try it further?
You know, sometimes he walks 4 hours together here in the lobby.
So he does indeed.
At such a time, I'll loose my daughter to him. Be you and I behind an arras, then, mark the encounter.
We shall try it.
Oh, but look where sadly the poor wretch comes reading.
Away! I do beseech you, both away. I'll board him presently. Oh, give me leave. How does my good Lord Hamlet?
Oh, God have mercy!
Do you know me, my lord?
Excellent well. You are a fishmonger.
Not I, my lord.
And then would you were so honest a man?
Honest, my lord.
Aye, sir. To be honest, as this world goes, is to be one man picked out of 10,000.
That's very true, my lord.
For if the sun breed maggots in a dead dog, being a god-kissing carrion... Have you a daughter?
I have, my lord.
Let her not walk in the sun. Conception is a blessing, but not as your daughter may conceive. Right. What to it?
How say you by that? Still harping on my daughter? Yet he knew me not at first. He said I was a fishmonger. He is far gone, far gone. And truly, in my youth, I suffered much extremity for love. Very near this, I'll speak to him again. What do you read, my lord?
Words. Words. Words.
What is the matter, my lord?
Between who?
I mean, the matter that you read, my lord.
Slander, sir. For the satirical rogue says here that old men have gray beards. That their faces are wrinkled, their eyes purging thick amber and plum tree gum. And that they have a plentiful lack of wit, together with most weak hands. All which, sir, while I most powerfully and potently believe, yet I hold it not honesty to have it thus set down. For yourself, sir, should be as old as I am, if, like a crab, you could go backward.
Though this be madness, yet there is method in it. Will you walk out in the air, my lord?
Into my grave.
Indeed. That is out of the air. How pregnant sometimes his replies are. I will leave him and suddenly contrive the means meeting between him and my daughter. My honorable lord, I will most humbly take my leave of you.
You cannot, sir, take from me anything I would more willingly part withal. Except my life. Except my life. Except my life.
Yeah, fare you well, my lord.
Tedious old fools.
Now, you go to seek Lord Hamlet. There he is.
God save you, sir.
My honored lord!
My most dear lord.
Oh, my excellent good friends! Guildenstern, how do ye? Rosencrantz, good lads, how do ye both? What's the news?
None, but that the world's grown honest.
Well, then is doomsday near. But your news is not true. Let me question you more in particular. What have you, good friends, deserved at the hands of fortune that she sends you to prison hither?
A prison, my lord.
Denmark's a prison.
Then is the world one.
A goodly one, in which there are many confines, wards, and dungeons. Denmark being one of the worst.
We think it not so, my lord.
And then 'tis none to you. Me, it is a prison. But in the beaten way of friendship, what make you at Elsinore?
To visit you, my lord, no other occasion.
Beggar than I am even poor in thanks. Is it a free visitation? Were you not sent for? Is it your own inclining? Come deal justly with me. Come, nay, speak.
What should we say, my lord?
Like anything, but to the purpose. You were sent for. And there's a kind of confession in your looks which your modesties have not craft enough to color. I know the good king and queen have sent for you.
To what end, my lord?
Well, that you must teach me. Be even and direct with me, whether you were sent for or no.
What say you?
Yeah, then I have an eye of you. If you love me, hold not off.
My lord, we were sent for.
I will tell you why. I have, of late, but wherefore I know not, lost all my mirth. Forgone all custom of exercises. Indeed, it goes so heavily with my disposition that this goodly frame, the earth, seems to me a sterile promontory. This most excellent canopy, the air, appears to me no other thing but a foul and pestilent congregation of vapors. What a piece of work is man! How noble in reason, how infinite in faculties, in form and moving, how express and admirable, in action, how like an angel, in apprehension, how like a god, the beauty of creation, the paragon of animals, and yet, to me, what is this quintessence of dust? Man delights not me. No, nor woman neither, and by your smiling you would seem to say so.
There was no such stuff in my thoughts.
Why did you laugh then when I said, man delights not me?
To think, my lord, if you delight not in man, what Lenten entertainment the players shall receive from you. We coted them on the way, and hither are they coming to offer you service.
Well, what players are they?
Even those you were wont to take delight in, the tragedians of the city.
There are the players.
You are welcome to Elsinore, gentlemen. You are welcome. But my uncle father and aunt mother are deceived.
In what, my dear lord?
I am but mad north-northwest. When the wind is southerly, I know a hawk from a handsaw.
Well be with you, gentlemen.
Hark you, Guildenstern, and you too, at each ear a hearer. That great baby you see there is not yet out of the swaddling clothes.
Happily he's the second time come to them, for they say an old man is twice a child.
I will prophesy. He comes to tell me of the players. Mark it. You are right, sir, a Monday morning. 'Twas so indeed.
My lord, I have news to tell you.
My lord, I have news to tell you.
The actors are come hither, my lord.
Buzz, buzz!
On my honor.
Then came each actor on his ass.
The best actors in the world, either for tragedy, comedy, history, pastoral, pastoral comical, historical pastoral, tragical historical, tragical comical historical pastoral, scene individual, or poem unlimited. Seneca cannot be too heavy, nor too light. The law of liberty, these are the only men.
Welcome, masters! Welcome all! Welcome, Mr. Glad to see you! Oh, my good friend! Oh, my old friend! Your face is balanced since I saw thee last. Dost thou come to beard me in Denmark? My young lady and mistress! By your lady, your ladyship is nearer to heaven than when I saw thee last. But the altitude of Alpine. Pray God, your voice, like a piece of uncurrent gold, be not cracked within the ring. You are welcome, masters all. Take them in.
Come, sir.
We'll have a play tomorrow night. My good friend, dost thou hear me? Canst thou play the murder of Gonzago?
Aye, my lord.
We'll have tomorrow night. You could, for a need, study a speech of some 12 or 16 lines which I would set down and insert in it, could you not?
Aye, my lord.
Very well. Follow that voice. And, look you, mock him not. Good friend, I'll leave you till night. You are welcome to Elsinore.
Thank you, my lord.
Aye, so. God be with you. Now I'm alone. Oh, what a rogue and peasant slave am I. Am I a coward? Who calls me villain, breaks my pate across, plucks off my beard and blows it in my face, tweaks me by the nose, gives me the lie in the throat as deep as to the lungs? Who does me this? Zoons, I should bear it. For it cannot be, but I am pigeon-livered, and lack gall to make oppression bitter. Bloody, body villain, remorseless, treacherous, lecherous, kindless villain! Oh, vengeance! What an ass am I? This is most brave, that I, the son of a dear father, murdered, prompted to my revenge by heaven and hell, must, like a whore, unpack my heart with words and fall a cursing, like a very drag, a scully fire! Oh, about my brain! I have heard that guilty creatures sitting at a play have, by the very cunning of the scene, been struck so to the soul that presently they have proclaimed their malefactions. For murder, that would have no tongue, will speak with most miraculous organ. I'll have these players play something like the murder of my father before mine uncle. I'll observe his looks. I'll tent him to the quick. If he but blench, I know my course. The ghost that I have seen may be the devil, and the devil hath power to assume a pleasing shape. Yea, perhaps in my weakness and my melancholy, abuses me to damn me. I'll have grounds more relative than this. The play's the thing wherein I'll catch the conscience of the king.
Why he puts on this confusion, rating all his days of quiet with turbulent and with dangerous lunacy.
He does confess he feels himself distracted, but from what cause he will by no means speak.
Nor did we find him for to be sounded, but with a crafty madness keeps aloof when we would bring him on to some confession of his true state.
Did he receive you well?
Most like a gentleman,
But with much foreseeing of his disposition.
niggard of question, but of our demands, most free in his reply.
Did you essay it? To any pastime?
Madam, it so fell out that certain players we o'erwrought on the way. Of these we told him, and there did seem in him a kind of joy to hear of it. They are about the court, and, as I think, they have already ordered this knight to play before him.
'Tis most true, and he beseeched me to entreat your majesties to hear and see the matter.
With all my heart, and it doth much content me to hear him so inclined. Good gentlemen, give him further edge, and drive his purpose on to these delights.
We shall, my lord.
Sweet Gertrude, leave us too, for we have closely sent for Hamlet hither, that he, as 'twere by accident, may here affront Ophelia. Her father and myself, lawful espials, will so bestow ourselves that, seeing unseen, we may of their encounter frankly judge, and gather from him, as he is behaved, if it be the affliction of his love or no that he suffers for.
I shall obey you. And for your part, Ophelia, I do wish that your good beauties be the happy cause of Hamlet's wildness. So shall I hope that your virtues will bring him to his wonted ways again. To both your honors.
Madam, I wish it may.
Ophelia, walk you here. Gracious, so pleasing we will bestow ourselves. Read on this book, that show of such an exercise may color your loneliness. And here come. Let's withdraw, my lord.
Or not to be? That is the question. Whether 'tis nobler in the mind to suffer the slings and arrows of outrageous fortune, to take arms against a sea of troubles, and by opposing, end them. To die. Sleep. No more. And by sleep to say we end the heartache and the thousand natural shocks that flesh is heir to. Is a consummation devoutly to be wished. To die. To sleep, perchance to dream. Aye, there's the rub. For in that sleep of death, what dreams may come when we have shuffled off this mortal coil must give us pause. There's the respect that makes calamity of so long life. For who would bear the whips and scorns of time? The oppressor's wrongs, the proud man's contumely, pangs of despised love, the law's delay, the insolence of office, the spurt that patient merit of the unworthy takes, when he himself might his quietus make with a bare bodkin. Who would fardels bear to grunt and sweat under a weary life, but that the dread of something after death? The undiscovered country, from whose bourne no traveler returns, puzzles the will, and makes us rather bear those ills we have than fly off to others that we know not of. Thus, conscience does make cowards of us all. And thus, the native hue of resolution is sicklied o'er with the pale cast of thought. And enterprises of great pitch and moment with this regard their currents turn awry and lose the name of action. Fatima. Fair Ophelia. Nymph, in thy orisons be all my sins remembered.
Good, my lord. And how does your honor for this many a day?
I humbly thank you. Well.
My lord, I have remembrances of yours that I have long and longed to redeliver. I pray you now receive them.
No, not I. I never gave you up.
My honored lord, you know right well who did. And with them, words of so sweet breath composed, as made the things more rich, their perfume lost. Take these again, for to the noble mind, rich gifts wax poor, when givers prove unkind. There, my lord.
Are you honest?
My lord!
Are you fair?
I mean, your lordship!
Then if you be both honest and fair, your honesty should admit no discourse to your beauty.
Could beauty, my lord, have better commerce than with honesty?
Aye, truly, for the power of beauty will sooner transform honesty from what it is to a bawd than the force of honesty can translate beauty to his likeness. This was sometime a paradox, but now the time gives it proof. I did love you once.
Indeed, my lord, you made me believe so.
You should not have believed me. For virtue cannot so inoculate our old stock, but we shall relish of it. I loved you not.
Well, I was the more deceived.
Get thee to a nunnery. Why wouldst thou be a breeder of sinners? I am myself indifferent, honest, but yet I could accuse me of such things that it were better my mother had not borne me. I am very proud, revengeful, ambitious, with more offenses at my beck than I have thoughts to put them in, imagination to give them shape, or time to act them in. What should such fellows as I do crawling between earth and heaven? We are errant knaves all, believe none of us. Go thy ways to a nunnery. Where's your father?
At home, my lord.
Let the door be shut upon him, that he may play the fool nowhere but in his own house.
Oh, help him, you sweet heavens.
If thou dost, Mary, I'll give thee this plague for thy dowry. Be thou as chaste as ice, as pure as snow. Thou shalt not escape calumny. Get thee to a nunnery. Go. Or, if thou wilt needs marry a fool. For wise men know what monsters you make of them. To a nunnery, go, and quickly too. Farewell.
Oh, heavenly powers, restore him!
I have heard of your paintings, too. Well, God has given you one face, and you make yourselves another. You jig, you amble, and you lisp, and you nickname God's creatures and make your wantonness your ignorance. Go to, and no more on it. You have made me mad. I say, we shall have no more marriages. Those that are married already, all but one, shall live. The rest shall keep as they are. To a nunnery, go!
Oh, what a noble mind is here o'erthrown! The courtiers, soldiers, scholars, eye, tongue, sword, the expectancy and rose of the fair state, the glass of fashion and the mold of form, the observative, all observers, quite down. I, of ladies most dejected and wretched, that sucked the honey of his music vows. Now see, that noble and most sovereign reason, like sweet bells jangled out of tune and heart, that unmatched form and feature of blown youth, now blasted with ecstasy. Oh, woe is me! Do you see what I have seen? See what I see?
His affections do not that way tend, nor what he spake. Though it lack form a little, it was not like madness. There's something in his soul on which his melancholy now sits on brood, and I do doubt that the hatch of the disclosed will be some danger, which to prevent we have with quick determination thus set it down. We shall with speed to England for the demand of our neglected tribute. There shall the many oceans and countries different with variant objects dispel this something settled matter in his heart, whereupon his brain still beating drives him from fashion of himself. What think you on it?
It shall do well, but yet do I believe the origin and commencement of his grief sprung from neglected love. My lord, do as you please, but if you hold it fit, after the play, let his queen mother all alone entreat him to show his grief. Let her be round with him, and I'll be placed, so please you, in the ear of all their conference. If she find him not, to England send him, or confine him where your wisdom best shall be.
It shall be so.
How now, Ophelia? You need not tell us what Lord Hamlet said. We heard it all.
Madness in great ones should not unwatched go.
Spoke my lines. Nor do not saw the air too much with your hand thus, but use all gentle. In the very whirlwind of passion you must acquire and beget a sort of temperance, to give it smoothness. Oh, it offends me to the soul to hear a robustious, periwigged fellow split the ears of the groundlings. I would have such a fellow whipped.
I warrant, Your Honor.
Be not too tame, neither. But let your own discretion be yours to yours. Suit the word to the action to the word. For anything so overdone is from the purpose of play, to show virtue her own feature. Now, anything so overdone cannot but make the judicious grieve. Oh, there be players that I have seen play that have so strutted and bellowed, they imitated humanity so abominably.
I hope we reform that with us indifferently, sir.
Reform it altogether. Go, make you ready. Will you two help to hasten the players?
We will, my lord.
What ho, Horatio.
Here, sweet lord, at your service.
Horatio, thou art e'en as just a man as e'er my conversation coped withal.
Oh, my dear lord.
Nay, do not think I flatter. Give me that man that is not passion's slave, and I will wear him in my heart's core. Yea, even in my heart of hearts, as I do thee. There's something too much of this. There is a play tonight before the king. One scene of it comes near the circumstance which I have told thee of my father's death. I pray thee, when thou seest that act afoot, even with the very comment of thy soul, observe mine uncle. His occulted guilt do not itself unkennel in one speech. It is a damned ghost that we have seen. Give Claudius heedful note, for I will rivet to his face, and after we will our judgments join in censure of his seeming.
Well, my lord, if he steal aught whilst the play is playing, and escape detecting, I will pay the theft.
Go get your place. They are coming to the play. I must be idle.
How fares our cousin Hamlet?
Excellent, in faith. Of the chameleon's dish, I eat the air. Promise crabbed. You cannot be captained so.
I have nothing in this answer, Hamlet. These words are not mine.
No, nor mine now. My lord, you played once in the university, you say?
That did I, my lord, and was accounted a good actor.
And what did you enact?
I did enact Julius Caesar. I was killed in the Capitol. Brutus killed me.
'Twas a brute part of him to kill so capital a cat there. Be the players ready?
Aye, my lord. They stay upon your patience.
Oh, come hither, my dear Hamlet. Sit by me.
No, mother. Here's metal more attractive. Lady, shall I lie in your lap?
No, my lord.
I mean, my head upon your lap.
Aye, my lord.
Did you think I meant country matters?
I think nothing, my lord.
Well, that's a fair thought to lie between maids' legs.
What is, my lord?
Nothing.
You are married, my lord.
Oh, I?
Aye, my lord.
Oh, God, you're only jig maker. What should a man do but be married? Well, look you, how cheerfully my mother looks. And my father died these 2 hours.
Nay, 'tis twice 2 months, my lord.
So long. Oh, heaven. Died 2 months and not forgotten yet? Why, then there's hope that a great man's memory may outlive his life half a year. It means mischief.
Belike this show imports the argument of the play.
We shall know by this fellow. The players cannot keep counsel, they'll tell all.
For us and for our tragedy, here stooping to your clemency, we beg your hearing, patiently.
Is this a prologue or the posy of a ring?
'Tis brief, my lord.
'Tis a woman's love.
30 years have passed since we joined hands, united then in love's most holy band.
So many journeys may the sun and moon make us again count, or our love be done.
Faith, I must leave thee, love, and shortly too, my operant powers their function leave to do, and thou shalt live in this fair world behind, honored, beloved, and haply one is kind. For husband shalt thou.
Oh, confound us! Such love must needs be treason in my breast. In second husband, let me be accursed. None wed the second, but who killed the first?
Wormwood. Wormwood.
The second time I kill my husband dead, when second husband kisses me in bed.
I do believe you think what now you speak, but what we do determine oft we break. So think thou wilt no second husband wed, but die thy thoughts when thy first lord is dead.
Nor earth to give me food, nor heaven light. Sport and repose locked from me that day and night. Both here and hence pursue me lasting strife. If once a widow, ever I be wife.
She should break it now.
'Tis deeply sworn. Sweet, leave me here a while. My spirit grows dull, and fain I would beguile the tedious day with sleep.
Sleep rock thy brain, and never come this chance between us twain.
Madam, how like you this play?
The lady doth protest too much, methinks.
Oh, but she'll keep her word.
Have you heard the argument? Is there no offense in it?
No, they do but jest. Poison in jest, no offense in the world.
What do you call the play?
The Mousetrap. This play is the image of a murder done in Vienna. The Duke's name's Gonzago, his wife's Baptista. Put one of that, your Majesty. We have free souls, it touches us not. That is one Lucianus, nephew to the king.
You are good for forest, my lord.
Begin, murderer! Pox, leave thy damnable faces and begin!
Thoughts black, hands apt, drugs fit, and time agreeing. Confederate season, else no creature seeing. The mixture, rank, of midnight weeds collected, with Hecate's band, thrice blasted, thrice infected. Thy natural magic and dire property of wholesome life usurp immediately.
He poisons him in the garden for his estate. His name's Gonzago. The story is extant and writ in choice Italian. You shall see anon how the murderer wins the love of Gonzago's wife. What frighted the false fire?
How fares my lord?
Give over the play!
Give me some light. Away!
Light!
Horatio, I'll take the ghost's word for 1,000 pounds is perceived.
Very well, my lord.
On the top of the poison.
I did very well note it.
Come, some music, come, the recorders.
Good, my lord. Vouchsafe me a word with you.
Sir, a whole history.
The king, sir,
Aye, sir. What of him?
is in his retirement marvelous distemper.
With drink, sir?
No, my lord. Rather with choler.
Your wisdom should show itself more richer to signify this to his doctor. For me to put him to his purgation would perhaps plunge him into far more choler.
Good, my lord. Start from your discourse and put your discourse into some frame, and start not so wildly from my affair.
I obtain, sirs.
Pronounce. The queen, your mother, the most great affliction of spirit, hath sent me to you.
My mother, you say?
Then thus she says, your behavior hath struck her into amazement.
Oh, wonderful son that can so astonish a mother.
She desires to speak with you ere you go to bed.
We shall obey. Were she 10 times our mother. Have you any further trade with us?
My lord, you once did love me.
Aww. So do I still by these pickers and stealers.
Good, my lord. What is your cause of distemper? You do surely bar the door upon your own liberty if you deny your griefs to your friends.
Will you play upon this pipe?
My lord, I cannot.
I pray you.
Believe me, I cannot.
I do beseech you.
I know no touch of it, my lord.
Oh, 'tis as easy as lying. Govern these ventages with your fingers and thumb, give it breath with your mouth, and it shall discourse most eloquent music. But look you, these are the stops.
But these cannot I command to any utterance of harmony. I have not the skill.
Why, look you, how unworthy a thing you make of me. You would play upon me, you would seem to know my stops, you would pluck out the heart of my mystery. You would sound me from my lowest note to the top of my compass. And there's much music. excellent voice in this little organ, yet cannot you make it speak? Sblood, how unworthy you think of me! Do you think I am easier to be played upon than a pike? Call me what instrument you will, though you can fret me, yet you cannot play upon me. God bless you, sir.
My lord, the queen would speak with you, and presently.
I shall come to my mother by and by. I will come by and by.
I will say so.
By and by is easily said. Leave me, friends.
Now the very witching time of night, when churchyards yawn and hell itself breathes out contagion to this world. Now might I drink hot blood and do such bitter business as the day would quake to look on. Soft, not to my mother. O heart, lose not thy nature. Let not ever the soul of Nero enter this firm bosom. Let me be cruel, not unnatural. I will speak daggers to her, but use none. My tongue and soul in this be hypocrites. How in my words soever she be shent, give them seals, never my heart consent.
Him not. He stands safe with us to let his madness range. Therefore prepare you. I your commission will forthwith dispatch, and he shall speed with you to England. The terms of our estate may not endure hazard as so hourly grow out of his lunacies.
We will ourselves provide.
On, I pray you, to this hasty voyage, and we shall betters put upon this fear which now goes too free-footed.
We will haste us.
My lord! He's going to his mother's closet. Behind the arras I'll hide myself to hear the process. And as you said, and why he wasn't said, 'tis meet that some more audience than a mother, since nature makes them partial, should o'erhear their speech. Very well, my lord. I'll call upon you ere you go to bed, and tell you what I know.
Thanks, dear my lord.
My offense is rank. It smells to heaven. It is the primal eldest curse upon it, a brother's murder. Pray, can I not? For though inclination be as sharp as will, my stronger guilt defeats my strong intent. Well, what if this cursed hand were thicker than itself with brother's blood? Is there not rain enough in the sweet heavens to wash it white as snow? Whereto serves mercy but to confront the visage of offense? Well then, I'll look up, my fault is past, but what manner of prayer can serve my term? Forgive me my foul murder. No, that cannot be, for I am still possessed of the effects for which I did the murder. My crown, mine own ambition, and my queen. May one be pardoned and yet retain the offense? No, there is no shuffling there, the action lies. What then? What rests? Try what repentance can, what can it not, but what can it when one cannot repent? Wretched state, bosom black as death, limed soul that's struggling to be free, art all the more engaged. Help! Angels, make us stay. Bow stubborn knees, huh? And a heart with strings of steel be soft as sinews of the newborn babe. Then all may be well.
How might I do it, Pat? Oh, he is praying. Now I'll do it. And so he goes to heaven? And so am I revenged? That would be scam. A villain kills my father, and I do that same villain send to heaven. That is not revenge. He took my father grossly, full of bread, with all his sins broad blown, as flush as made. And am I then revenged to take him in the purging of his soul when he is fit and seasoned for his passage? No. Of sort. Of thinking too precisely on the event, a thought which quartered hath but one part wisdom and ever 3 parts coward. I know not why yet I live to say these things to do, since I have cause, and will, and strength, and means to do it. From this time forth, my thoughts be bloody, or be nothing worth. When he is drunk asleep, or in his rage, or in the incestuous pleasure of his bed, gaming, swearing, or about some act that hath no relish of heaven in it, then trick him, that his heels may kick at heaven, and his soul be as damned and black as hell whereto it goes. My mother stays. Prayer but prolongs thy sickly days.
My words fly up, but my thoughts remain below. And words without thoughts never to heaven go.
He will come straight. Look you lay hold to him. Tell his pranks have been too broad to bear with, and that your grace hath screened and stood between much heat and him. I'll sconce me even... Here. Pray you, be round with him.
Mother!
Oh, I'll warrant you. Fear me not. Withdraw. I hear him coming.
Now, mother, what's the matter?
Hamlet, thou hast thy father much offended.
Mother, you have my father much offended.
Come, come, you answer with an idle tongue.
Go, go, you question with a wicked tongue.
Why, how now, Hamlet?
What's the matter now?
Have you forgot me?
No! By the rood, not so. You are the queen, your husband's brother's wife. Would it were not so, you are my mother.
Nay, then I'll set those to you that can speak.
Come, sit ye down. You shall not budge. You move not till I have set you up a glass where you may see the inmost part of you.
What wilt thou do? Thou wilt not murder me. Help! Help! Help!
Help! Help! Oh, now. A rat? Dead for a ducat. Dead!
I am slain!
What hast thou done?
I know not. Is it the king?
Oh, what a rash and
A bloody deed. Almost as bad, good mother, as kill a king and marry with his brother.
As kill a king!
Aye, madam. 'Twas my word. Thou wretched, rash, intruding fool! Farewell. I took thee for thy better. Take thy fortune. Me bringing of your hands, please sit you down, and let me wring your heart, for so I shall.
What have I done that thou darest to wag thy tongue and noise so rude against me?
Such an act that blurs the grace and blush of modesty, calls virtue hypocrite, takes off the rose from the fair forehead of an innocent love and sets a blister there, makes marriage vows as false as dicers' oaths.
I mean, what act that roars so loud and thunders in the index?
Look here, upon this picture, and on this, the counterfeit presentment of two brothers. See what a grace was seated on this brow. Here was your husband. Look, you know what follows. Here is your husband, like a mildewed ear blasting his wholesome brother. Have you eyes? You cannot call it love, for at your age the heyday of the blood is tame, is humble, and waits upon the judgment. And what judgment would step from this to this? What devil was it that had cousined you and had been blind? Oh, shame! Where's thy blush? Rebellious hell, if thou canst mutiny in a matron's bones, to flaming youth let virtue be as wax, to melt in her own fibers. Proclaim no shame when the compulsive ardor gives the charge.
Oh, Hamlet, speak to me no more. Thou turnst mine eyes into my very soul, and then I see such black and grey spots as will not leave their tint.
Nay, but to live in the rank sweat of an inseamed bed, stewed in corruption, honeying and making love over the nasty sod.
Speak to me no more. These words, like daggers, enter in my ears. No more, sweet Hamlet.
A murderer and a villain, a slave that is a 20th part the tithe of your precedent lord, a vice of kings, a cutpurse of the empire and the rule, that from a shelf the precious diadem stole and put it in his pocket.
No more!
A king of shreds and patches. Save me, and hover o'er me with your wings, you heavenly guards. What would your gracious figure?
Alas, he's mad.
Dost thou not come, thy tardy son, to chide that lapsed in time and passion lets go the important acting of your dread command? Oh, say.
Do not forget this visitation is but to whet thine almost blunted purpose. But look, amazement on thy mother sits. Oh, step between her and her fighting soul. Speak to her, Hamlet.
How is it with you, lady?
Alas, how is it with you? That you do bend your eye on vacancy, and with the incorporeal air do hold discourse. For that your eyes, your spirits wildly peep, and as a sleeping soldier in the alarm, your fetid hair starts up and stands on end. Oh, gentle sun, on the heat and flame of thy distemper sprinkle cool patience. Whereon do you look?
On him. On him. Look you how pale he glares. His form and cause conjoined, preaching to stones would make them capable. Do not look upon me unless with this piteous action you convert my stern effects. Then what I have to do will want true color, tears, perchance for blood.
To whom do you speak this?
You see nothing there?
Nothing at all, yet all that is I see.
Or did you nothing hear?
No, nothing but ourselves.
Look you where he goes. My father in his habit as he lived. Look, even now out of the portal.
This is the very coinage of your brain. This bodiless creation, ecstasy, is very cunning in.
Ecstasy? My pulse as yours doth temperately keep time and makes as healthful music. It is not madness that I have uttered. Brother, for love of grace, confess yourself to heaven.
Repent what's past. Avoid what is to come, and do not spread the compost on the weeds to make them rancor. Forgive me this my virtue, for in the fatness of these pursy times, virtue itself of vice must pardon beg, yea, curb and woo for leave to do him good.
Oh, Hamlet, thou hast cleft my heart in twain.
Throw away the worser part of it, and live the purer with the other half. Good night. Go not to mine uncle's bed. Assume a virtue, if you have it not. Refrain tonight, and that may lend a kind of easiness to the next abstinence, the next more easy. For use almost can change the stamp of nature, and either the devil, or throw him out with wondrous potency. Once more, good night. And when you are desirous to be blessed, I'll blessing beg of you. One word more, good lady. I must to England. You know that.
Well, alack, I had forgot. 'Tis so concluded on.
There's letters sealed. And my 2 schoolfellows, whom I will trust, as I will adders fanged, they bear the mandate. They must sweep my way and marshal me to knavery. But I will delve 1 yard below their minds and blow them at the moon. For this same Lord I do repent. But heaven hath pleased it so to punish me with this, and this with me, that I must be their scourge and minister. I will bestow him, and will answer well the death I gave him. So again, good night. I must be cruel only to be kind. And thus bad begins, and worse remains behind. This man shall set me packing. Mother, good night. Indeed, this counselor is now most still, most secret, and most grave, who was in life a foolish, prating knave. Come, sir, to draw toward an end with you. Good night, mother.
liberty is full of threats to all, to you yourself, to us, to everyone. Alas, how shall this bloody deed be answered? Where is he gone?
He weeps for what is done.
Gertrude, come away. The sun shall no sooner the mountains touch, but we shall ship him hence, with this vile deed, and we with all our majesty and skill shall both countenance and excuse. Ho, Guildenstern! Rosencrantz! Friends both, bend you to some further aid. Hamlet in his madness hath Polonius slain, and from his mother's closet hath he dragged him. Go, seek him out, speak fair, and bring the body into the chapel. I pray you, hasten it. wisest friends and let them know, both, what we intend to do and what's untimely done. And come away! My soul is full of discord and dismay. How dangerous is it that this man goes loose? But we must not put the strong law on him, for he's loved of the distracted multitude, who like not with their judgments, but with their eyes. And where 'tis so, the offender's scourge is weighed, but never the offense. To bear all smooth and even, this sudden sending him away must seem deliberate pause. How now? What's befallen?
Where the dead body is bestowed, my lord, we cannot get from him.
Where is he?
Without, guarded to know your pleasure.
Bring him before us.
Ho, Guildenstern, bring in my lord.
Now, Hamlet, where is Polonius?
At supper.
At supper. Where?
Not where he eats, but where he is eaten. A certain convocation of politic worms are in at him. Your worm is your only emperor for diet. We fat all creatures else to fat ourselves, and we fat ourselves for maggots. Your fat king and your lean beggar is but variable service. 2 dishes, but to 1 table. There's an end.
Alas, alas!
For a man may fish with the worm that hath eat of a king, and catch of the fish that hath fed of that worm.
What dost you mean by this?
Well, nothing, except to show how a king may go progress through the guts of a beggar.
Where is Polonius?
In heaven! Send hither to see. But if your messenger find him not there, seek him in the other place yourself. But indeed, if you find him not within the month, you shall nose him as you go up the stairs into the lobby.
Go seek him there.
He will stay till ye come.
Hamlet, for this deed and for thine especial safety, which we do tender as dearly as we grieve for what thou hast done, must chip thee hence with a fiery quickness. Therefore make haste. For the wind is at help, the bark is ready, the associates tend, and all is set for England.
For England?
Aye, Hamlet.
Good.
So is it, if thou knewest our purposes.
I see a cherub that sees them. But come, for England. Farewell, good mother.
Thy loving father, Hamlet.
My mother. For father and mother is man and wife. Man and wife is one flesh. And so, my mother. Come, for England.
Follow him at foot and have him with speed aboard. Delay it not. I'll have him hence tonight. Make haste, for all is sealed and done that else leans on the affair.
good she was spoke with, for she may strew dangerous conjectures, no breeding minds.
Let her come in. To my sick soul, as sin's true nature is, each toy seems prologue to some great amiss. So full of artless jealousy is guilt, it spills itself in fearing to be spilt.
Where is the beauteous majesty of Denmark?
How now, Ophelia?
How should I your true love know from another one? By his couple hat and staff, and his sandals shoe.
Alas, sweet lady, what imports this song? Say me. Nay.
Pray you mark! He is dead and gone, lady. He is dead and gone. At his head a grass green turf, at his heels a stone.
Nay, but
pray you mark! White his shroud as the mountain snow. Large
alas, look here, my lord.
flowers, which be wept to the grave didn't go. And with
How do you do, pretty lady?
well, God ill you. They say the owl was a baker's daughter. Lord, we know what we are, but we know not what we may be. God be at your table.
Conceit upon her father.
Pray let's have no more words of this. But when they ask you what it means, say you this. Tomorrow is St. Valentine's Day, all in the morning betide, and I am made at your window to be your Valentine. So up he rose and donned his clothes and doffed the chamber door, let in the maid that out a maid never departed more.
Pretty Ophelia.
Indeed, law without an oath I'll make an end on't. By Giz and by St. Charity, alack and fly for shame. Young men will do it till they come to it, what cooks they are to blame. But see, before you come with me, you promised me to win. So when I know my honor, that is those I go to my sin.
How long has she been thus?
I hope all will be well. We must be patient. But I cannot choose but to weep. To think that they should lay him in the cold ground. My brother shall hear of it. And so, I thank you for your counsel. Come, my coach! Good night, ladies. Good night. Good night. Good night.
Follow her. Give her good watch, I pray you. Oh. This is the poison of deep, deep grief. Stems all from her father's death. Gertrude, when sorrows come, they come not single spies, but in battalions. First her father slain, and then your son gone, and he, the most violent author of his own just removed. The people muddied, thick and unwholesome in their thoughts and whispers for Polonius' death, and we have done but grieve to spare him. Ophelia, parted from herself and from her fair wisdoms. Last, her brother is in secret come from France, and feeds upon his wonder on his father's death.
Alas, what noise is this?
Where are my switches? Let them guard the door. What has happened?
Save yourself, my lord. Young Laertes in a riotous head, or bears your officers. The rabble call him lord. They cry
divinity that doth educate. That treason can but peep at what it would, acts little of his will. Tell me, Laertes, why thou art thus incensed. Let him go, Gertrude. Speak, man.
Where is my father?
Dead.
Oh, but not by him.
Let him demand his fill.
Okay, me dead. I'll not be juggled with, I dare damnation. To this point I stand. Let come what comes. Only I'll be revenged most thoroughly for my father.
Well, who shall stay?
My will, not all the world. And for my means I'll husband them so well they shall go far with little.
Good Laertes, you would know the certainties of your father's death, and if writ in your revenge that swoop stake you should drop both friend and foe, winner and loser.
None but his enemies.
Would you know them then?
To his good friends thus wide alope my arms.
Why, now you speak like a good child and a true gentleman. That I am guiltless of your father's death and am most sensible with grief for it.
Let her come in! How now, what noise is that? Oh, heat. Dry up my brains. Tears 7 times shall burn out the sense and virtue of mine eyes. My heavens, my madness shall be paid by weight till our scale turn the beam. Oh, Rose of May, dear maid, kind sister, sweet Ophelia. Oh, heavens. Is it possible a young maid's wit should be as mortal as an old man's life? Nature is fine in love. Where 'tis fine, it sends some precious innocence after the thing it loves.
They bore him barefaced on the bier, and in his grave rained many a tear. Fare thee well, my dove.
Hadst thou thy wits and didst persuade revenge, it could not move thus.
You must sing a downer, you call him a downer. Oh, how the wheel becomes it.
It is the false steward that stole his master's daughter.
There's nothing's more the matter.
There's rosemary. That's for remembrance. Pray, love, remember. And there are pansies. They're for thoughts.
Documented madness. Thoughts and remembrance fitted.
There's fennel for you. Columbines. Here's root for you. Oh, here's some for me. Oh, what do they call it? Herb of grace on Sundays. Oh. You must wear your robe with a difference. There's a daisy.
Go but apart, and make choice of what wisest friends thou wilt, that they may judge twixt you and I. And if they find us by direct or by collateral hand implicated, we will our kingdom give, our crown, our life, all that we have ours to you in satisfaction. But if not, then be thou content to lend thy patience to us, and we shall jointly labor with your soul to give it due content.
Let this be so. His means of death, his obscure funeral, no trophy, sword, nor hatchment o'er his bones, no noble right, nor formal ostentation, cry to be heard as it were from heaven as 'twere, but I must call it to question.
It shall be so, and where offense lies, let the great axe fall. I pray thee, go with me.
What is it that would speak with me?
A sailor, sir. She says she has letters for you.
Let her come in. I know not from what part of the world I would be greeted, if not from Lord Hamlet.
God bless you, sir.
Let him bless thee as well.
He shall, sir, and please him. There's a letter for you. It comes from the ambassador that was bound for England. If your name be Horatio, then let us know what it is.
Horatio, when thou shalt have overlooked this, give this fellow some means to the king. She has letters for him. Ere we were 2 days old at sea, a pirate of very warlike appointment gave us chase. Finding ourselves too slow of sail, we put on a compelled valor, and in the grapple I boarded them. On the instant they got clear of our ship, so I alone became their prisoner. They have dealt with me like thieves of mercy and set me free. Let the king have the letters I have sent, and repair thou to me with as much speed as thou wouldst fly to death. I have words to speak in thine ear will make thee dumb. This good fellow will bring thee where I am. Rosencrantz and Guildenstern hold their course for England. Of them I have much to tell thee. Farewell. He that thou knowest is thine, Hamlet. Come, let me make you way for these your letters, and do it the speediest that you may direct me to him from whom you brought them.
Now must your conscience my acquaintance seal, and you must put me in your heart for friend, since you have heard and with the most knowing ear that he who hath your noble father slain pursued my life.
It well appears, but tell me why you proceeded not against these feasts, so capital and so crimeful in nature.
For two special reasons. The queen, his mother, lives almost by his looks, and she's so conjunctive to my life and soul that I could not but buy her. The other, for to a public account I might not go, is the great love that the general gender bear him, who, dipping all his faults in their affections, like the stream that turneth wood to stone, would convert his sins to graces.
And so have I a noble father lost, a sister driven to desperate terms. But my revenge will come.
Break not your sleeps for that. You must not think that we are made of stuff so flat and dull. We loved your father as we love ourselves, and that I hope will teach you to imagine that. How now? What news?
Letters, my lord, from Hamlet. This to your majesty, and this to the queen.
From Hamlet? Who sent them?
Sailors, my lord, so they say. I saw them not. They were given me by Claudio. He received them of her that sent them.
Laertes, you shall hear them. Leave us. High and mighty, you shall know I am set naked on your kingdom. Tomorrow
nor shall I beg leave to see your kingly eyes when I shall recount the occasion of my sudden and more strange return. Hamlet. Alas, what shall this mean? All the rest come backwards as an abuse and no such thing.
Know you the hand?
'Tis Hamlet's character, naked. And look, here in a postscript he says alone. Can you advise me?
I am lost in it, my lord. But let him come. It warms me to the very sickness in my heart that I shall live and tell him to his teeth, thus didst thou.
If it should be so, Laertes, how should it be so? How otherwise? Will you be ruled by me?
I, my lord, so that you will not rule me to a peace?
To thine own peace. If Hamlet is returned, we shall work him to an exploit now ripe in my devising, under which he cannot choose but fall. And for his death, no breath of blame shall breathe, that even his own mother shall uncharge the practice and call it accident.
My lord, I will be ruled. Rather, if you could devise it so that I might be the organ.
It falls right. Laertes, Hamlet once gave confession of you for the art of your defense and for your rapier especially, that he cried 'twould be a sight indeed if one could match you. The scribers of their nation, he swore, had neither motion nor guard nor eye if you opposed them. Sir, this report did Hamlet so envenom with his envy that he could do nothing but wish and beg for you to come over and to spar with him. Now, out of this?
What out of this, my lord?
Laertes, was your father dear to you, or are you like the painting of a sorrow, a face without a heart?
Why ask you this?
Not that I think you did not love your father, but to the quick of the ulcer, Hamlet comes back. What would you do to prove yourself your father's son in deeds and words?
Cut his throat in the church.
Well, 'tis true revenge should have no bounds, but good Laertes, should you do this thing close within your chamber? If he be now returned, he shall know you are come home. We shall put on those who will praise your excellence, and set a double varnish on your fame, and a wager on your heads. He, being most generous and free of all contriving, will not peruse the foils, so that you with ease or a little shuffling may choose a sword unblunted, and with a passive practice requite him for your father.
I will do it. And for that purpose, I will anoint my sword. I want a poison of a mountebank, so mortal that but dip a knife in it. Where it draws blood, nothing can save the thing from death that is but scratched withal. I'll touch my point with this contagion that, if I gall him slightly, it may be death.
Let's think further on this project. Should have a back or a second. That might be soft. Let me see. I have it. When you in your motion are hot and dry, and your bouts more violent to that end that he calls for drink, I'll have prepared for him a chalice for the nonce, whereupon, on sipping, if he perchance escape your venom stuck, our purpose may hold there. How now, sweet queen?
One woe doth tread upon another steel. So fast they follow. twisted boughs her cornet weeds clambering to hang, an envious sliver broke, when down her weedy trophies and herself fell into the weeping brook. Her clothes spread wide, and mermaid-like a while they bore her up, while time she chanted snatches of old tunes as one incapable of her own distress. But long it could not be till that her garment, heavy with their drink, pulled her from melodious lay to muddy death.
Alas then, she is drowned.
Drowned. Drowned.
Too much of water hast thou for Ophelia. Therefore I forbid my tears. But yet it is our custom holds. Let shame say what it will. When these are gone, the women will be out. Adieu, my lord. I have a speech of fire that fain would blaze, but that this folly doubts it.
Come, Gertrude. Let's follow. How much I had to do to calm his rage. This I fear will give it start again. Therefore, let's follow.
To be buried in Christian burial that willfully seeks her own salvation?
I tell thee she is. The coroner hath sat on her and finds it to be a Christian burial.
Well, how can that be? Unless she drowned herself in self-defense.
Why, 'tis found so.
It must be self-offense. It cannot be else. For here lies the point. If I drown myself wittingly, it argues an act, and an act hath three branches. It is to act, to say, to do. Ergo, she drowned herself wittingly.
Nay, but hear you, good man Delma.
Give me leave. Here lies the water. Good?
Here stands the man.
If the man go to this water and drown himself, it is willy-nilly goes. Mind you that. But if the water go to him and drown him, merry is it? Coroner's law.
Will you had the truth on't? Had she not been a gentlewoman, she would have been buried out of Christian burial.
Why, there thou sayest, and the more pity that great folk should have more permission in this life to drown or hang themselves than their fellow Christians.
Right shame.
Right. Come thy spade. There is no ancient gentleman but gardeners, ditchers, and grave makers. They held up Adam's profession.
Adam. Was he a gentleman? Had he a coat of arms?
He was the first that ever bore arms.
Why, he had none.
What? Art a heathen? How dost thou understand the scriptures? The scripture says Adam digged. How could he dig without arms? Arms. I'll put another question to you.
Go to.
What is he that builds stronger than the mason, the shipwright, or the carpenter?
The gallows maker, for that frame outlives 1,000 tenants.
I like thy wit well, in good faith. Indeed, the gallows does well. But how does it well? It does well to those that do it. Now thou dost ill to say the gallows is built stronger than the church. Ergo, the gallows may do well to thee. To it again, come.
Who builds stronger than the mason, shipwright, or the carpenter?
Aye. Tell me that and unyoke.
Marry, now I can tell.
To it!
Mas, I cannot tell.
Cudgel thy brains no more about it, for your dull ass could not mend his pace with a beating. And when you're asked this question next, say, a grave maker. The houses that he builds last till doomsday. Go get the inn. Fetch me a stoop of liquor. Up, pickaxe, a spade, and a spade, for and a shrouding sheet. Oh, a pit of clay for to be made, for such a guest is meet.
Has this fellow no feeling of his business that he sings at grave making?
Custom hath made it in him a property of easiness.
I'll speak to this fellow. Whose grave is this, sir?
Mine, sir.
I mean, if you're dying indeed, for thou liest in it.
You lie out on it, and thus it is not yours. But for my part, I do not lie in it, and yet it is still mine.
What man dost thou dig it for?
Oh, for no man, sir.
For woman, then?
For none neither.
Who is to be buried in it?
One that was a woman. But rest her soul, she's dead.
How absolute's the knave is. We must speak by the card, or equivocation will undo us. How long hast thou been a grave maker?
Of all the days in the year, I came to it the day young Hamlet was born. He that's mad and gone into England.
Aye, Mary, why is he gone into England?
Why, because he was mad. He'll recover his wits there, or if he don't, it's no great matter there.
Why?
Will not be seen in him there. There the men are as mad as he.
How came he mad?
Very strangely, they say.
How strangely?
Faith he was losing his wits.
Upon what ground?
Why, here in Denmark, of course!
How long will a man lie in the earth ere he rot?
In faith, if he had not rotten before he died. He will last you some 8 year or 9 year. Why, look, here lies a skull. This skull hath laid in the earth some 23 years.
Whose was it?
A whore's son it was. A mad fellow's. Whose do you think it was?
Nay, I know not.
A pestilence upon him for a mad rogue. A poured a flagon of reddish on my head once. This same skull was Yorick's skull, the king's jester.
This?
Indeed.
Let me see. Alas. Poor Yorick. I knew him, Horatio. A fellow of infinite jest, of most excellent fancy. He hath borne me on his back 1,000 times. No. Oh, pardon my imagination it is. My gorge rims at it. Here hung those lips that I have kissed I know not how oft. Where be your jibes now? Your gambols, your songs, your flashes of merriment that were wont to set the table on a roar? Not one now to mock your own grinning, and quite chapfallen. What's up? What's up? Aside, here comes the king. Queen, the courtiers, who is this they follow, and with such maiming rites? This doth betoken that the course they follow did with desperate hand fordo its own life. 'Twas of some estate. Crouch we a while and mark.
Generes ad generes, pulveres ad pulveres, anima eius pare, misericordia Dei, requiescat in pace. Amen.
What ceremony else?
That is Laertes, a very noble youth. Mark.
What ceremony else?
No more be done. We should profane the service of the dead, to sing a requiem to such rest to her, as the peace-parted souls.
She is laid in the earth, and from her fair and unpolluted flesh may violets spring. I tell thee, churlish priest, a ministering angel shall my sister be when thou liest howling.
What? The fair Ophelia?
Sweets to the sweet. Farewell. I hope thou shouldst have been my Hamlet's wife. I thought thy bride bed to have decked, sweet maid, and not to have strewed thy grave.
O treble woe, fall 10 times treble on that cursed head whose wicked deed thy most ingenious steps deprive thee of. Hold off the earth a while. in mine arms once more. Now pile your dust upon the quick and dead, till of this flat a mountain you have made.
What is he whose grief bears such an emphasis? Whose praise of sorrow conjures the wandering stars and makes them stand like wonder-wounded hearers? This is I, Hamlet the Dane.
The devil take thy soul!
No, first not well. Earthly, take thy fingers from my throat. Though I am not splinted and rash, yet have I in me something dangerous, which let thy wiseness fear. Hold off thy hand! Fuck them asunder.
Hamlet, Hamlet!
Would my lord be quiet? I will fight with him upon this theme until my eyelids no longer wag.
Oh, my son, what theme?
I loved Ophelia. 40,000 brothers could not with all their quantity of love make up my sum.
Ah!
What wilt thou do for her?
He is mad, Laertes.
For love of God, prepare him!
Zeus, show me what thou do. Would weep, would fight, would fast, would tear thyself, eat a crocodile? I'll do it. Dost thou come here to efface me, with leaping into her grave, be buried quick with her? And so will I. If thou prate of mountains, let them throw millions of acres on us. Nay, the mountain mouth, I'll rent as well as thou.
This is mere madness, and thus a while the fit will work on him.
Hear you, sir. What is the reason that you use me thus? I loved you ever. But it is no matter. Let Hercules himself do what he may, the cat will mew, and dog will have his day.
Strengthen your patience in our last night's speech. We'll put the matter to the present push. Good Gertrude, set some watch over your son. This grave shall have a living monument. An hour of quiet. Shortly shall we see. Till then, in patience, our proceeding be.
So much for this, sir. Now shall you see the other. You do remember all the circumstance. Remember it, my lord? On the ship. Up from my cabin, my sea gown scarfed about me. Groped I in the dark to find out them. Had my desire. Fingered their packets, and then finally withdrew to mine own room again, where, making so bold to unseal their grand commission. Oh, royal knavery. Horatio. I found an exact command from Denmark's king that my head should be struck off in England. Is it possible? Here's a commission. Read it at more leisure. But wilt thou hear how I did to proceed?
I beseech you.
Being thus benetted round with villainies, I sat me down. Devised a new commission, wrote it fair, and an earnest conjuration from the king, as England was his faithful tributary, that on the view and knowing of these contents he should the bearers put to sudden death.
How was the seals?
Even in that was heaven ornament. I had my father's signet in my purse, which is the model of that Danish seal. He folded the writ up in form of the other, subscribed it, gave it the impression, placed it safe, changeling never known. Now the next day was our sea fight, and what to that was sequent, thou knowest already.
So Rosencrantz and Guildenstern are dead.
My man, they did make love to their employment. They are not near my conscience. They're defeated by their own insinuation drug.
Why? What a king is this?
He that hath killed my king and whored my mother, thrown out his angle for my proper life, is it not to be damned to let this canker of our nature come and further evil?
Aye, my lord.
When I'm very sorry, good for
Laertes, I forgot myself. For by the image of my cause I see the very portraiture of his. I'll court his favors. But sure, the bravery of his grief did put me into a towering passion. Peace, who comes here?
Your lordship is right welcome back to Denmark.
I humbly thank you. Dost know this water fly?
No, my lord.
But, my lord, the king hath bade me to signify to you that he hath laid a great wager on your head. Sir, this is the matter. Newly come to court is Laertes, believe me, an absolute gentleman, full of very soft society and great showing.
I hold him to be a soul of great excellence and rareness.
Your lordship speaks most infallibly of him.
What imports the nomination of this gentleman?
Of Laertes.
Her purse is empty already, all her gold and words are spent.
Of him, sir.
I know you are not ignorant. You are not ignorant of what excellence Laertes is.
Oh, I dare not confess that, lest I should compete with him in excellence.
I mean, sir, for his weapon.
What's his weapon?
Rapier and dagger.
Well, that's two of his weapons, but well.
The king hath wagered with him 6 Barbary horses, against the which he has imposed 6 French rapiers and daggers. The king hath laid that in a dozen passes between yourself and Laertes, he shall not exceed you 3 hits. He hath laid on 12 for 9, and it shall come to immediate trial, if your lordship would vouchsafe the answer.
How if I answer no? Let the foils be brought, the gentleman willing, and the king hold his purpose. I will win for him when I can, but if not, I will gain nothing but my shame and the audience.
I commend my duty to your lordship.
Yours.
The king and queen will all be coming down.
In happy time. I am constant to my purpose. They wait on the king's pleasure. If his fitness speaks, mine is ready, now or whensoever, provided I be so able as now.
You will lose this wager, my lord.
I do not think so. Since he's gone into France, I have been in continual practice. I shall win at the odds. But thou wouldst not think how ill all's here about my heart. But it is no matter.
Oh, my dear lord.
It is but foolish.
If your mind dislike anything, obey it. I will go and forestall their repair hither and say you are not fit.
Not a bit. We defy augury. A special providence in the fall of a sparrow. Let be.
Come, Hamlet, come. Take this hand from me.
Give me your pardon, sir. I've done you wrong. But pardon it as you are a gentleman. This presence knows, and you must needs have heard, how I am punished with sore distraction. What I have done that might your nature, honor, and exception roughly awake, I here proclaim was madness. But free me so far in your most gracious thoughts that I have shot mine arrow o'er the house and hurt my brother.
I am satisfied in nature, whose motive in this case should stir me most to my revenge. But in my terms of honor I stand aloof, and will no reconcilement till by some elder masters of known honor I have a voice and precedence of peace to keep my name on board. But till that time, I do receive your offered love like love, and will not wrong it.
I accept it heartily, and will this brother's wager frankly play? Come, give us the foils.
Come, one for me.
I'll be your foil, Laertes. In mine ignorance, your skill shall, like a star in the darkest night, stick fire off, indeed.
You mock me, sir.
No, by this hand.
Give them the foils, young Osric. Cousin Hamlet, you know the wager.
Very well, your majesty. Your grace hath laid the odds on the weaker side.
I do not fear it. I have seen you both, but since he is better, we have, therefore, odds.
This one's too heavy. Let me see another.
This likes me well. The foils have all the light?
Aye, my good lord.
Set me the stoops of wine upon the table. If Hamlet should give the first or second hit, the king shall drink to Hamlet's better breath, and in the cup a pearl shall he throw, richer than that which 4 successive kings in Denmark's crown have worn. And now the king drinks to Hamlet. Come. Begin.
Come on, sir.
Come, my lord.
against my conscience.
Come for the third, Laertes. You but dally. I pray you, pass with your best violence. I'm afeard you may go wanton of me.
Say you so? Come on.
Nothing, neither way.
Hey, come again!
They bleed on both sides. How is it, my lord?
Oh, it's in Laertes.
Why, as a woodcock to mine own snare object, I am justly killed by mine own treachery.
But as a great she swoons to see them bleed.
No. No, the drink. The drink. Oh, my dear Hamlet. The drink. The drink. I am poisoned.
Oh, villainy! Pull at the door be locked! Treachery! Seek it out!
He was here, Hamlet. Hamlet. Thou art slain. No medicine in the world can do thee good. In thee there is not half an hour of life. The treacherous instrument is in thy hand, unbaited and invented. The foul practice hath turned itself against me. Lo, here I lie never to rise again. The queen is poisoned. I can no more. The king is to blame.
Point. And venoms, too. And venom to thy work. Yes, defend me, prince, I am but hard. Hear thou, incestuous, adulterate, damned in day, drink of this potion. Is thy union here? Follow my mother.
He is justly served. It is a poison, tempered by himself. Exchange forgiveness with me, noble Hamlet. Mine and my father's death come not upon thee, nor thine on me.
Heaven make thee free of it. I follow thee. I am dead, Horatio. Wretched queen, adieu. You that pale and tremble at this chance, and are but mutes, an audience to this act. Had I but time. As this fell Sergeant Death is strict in his arrest, oh, I could tell thee. But it is no matter. I died, Horatio. Thou livest. Report me and my cause aright to the unsatisfied.
Never believe it. I'm more an antique Roman than a Dane. Here's got some liquor left.
And Lord, man, give me the cup! Let go! By heaven, I'll have it. Horatio, what a wounded name. Things standing thus unknown shall live behind me. If ever thou didst hold me in thy heart, absent thee from felicity a while, and in this harsh world draw thy breath in pain to tell my story. I died, Horatio. The potent poison quite o'ercrows my spirit. I shall not live to hear the news from England. But I do prophesy the election lights on Fortinbras. He has my dying voice. So tell him, with the occurrence, more and less, which have solicited. The rest is silence.
And let me speak to the yet unknowing world how these things came about. So shall you hear of carnal, bloody, and unnatural acts, of accidental judgments, casual slaughters, of death brought on by cunning and false cause. And, in this upshot, purposes mistook fallen on their inventors' heads.